Welcome, welcome. Uh, yeah, so yesterday we worked on doing a bunch of cleanup. Um, it went pretty well. And then we wanted to start using the new OpenGL context initialization selection stuff in Haunts. Um, we've got some failing tests because kind of like blend settings and stuff, but um, we'll have to green that now. Uh, yeah. I don't know about this. Don't know about this, but we will go and we will look. UI text entry.go. What is going on here? This is not what I want. Why is that happening? This is not what I want. Did I change something? What? We're definitely cursed, that's for sure. Um, there's environment variables that I don't think I'm leaking anything that would own me, but um, there's environment variables that tell you how wide your console should be. It's like columns or width. Well, I guess we're getting distracted by this. Linux envar for terminal width. STTY size. 45. 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's height. And then how many characters is this? Yeah. When you ask STTY, the screen needs to tell you the size. Um, I am confusion. That's too many columns. I don't think the, like, it's not like we updated screen. We need to think about this. Hold on. Have you tried turning it off and on again? And yet, we open Vim in Haunts. What the heck and heck? Did we do a thing? I'm really confused. Because why would it be different? Why would this Vim session be different from this Vim session? Sorry, I'm just seeing that the old working directory was this. Wow, that's the only differences in their environment. Okay. Uh, the window variable is screen saying like I'm on Windows 7 or I'm on Windows 0. That's unexpected. And if I, why would STTY do things different here? This one's okay. This one is not. I don't know why this is happening. I want it to be not happening. Wait, what? Why is CTY size reporting different things for different screen windows? Like, um, what happens when we start like a new fresh terminal window? Okay. Yeah. It seems to be a screen issue. You say there's nothing in dot screen. Why wouldn't you have anything in screen? Don't we have a session going? Okay, screen is having a hard time for some reason. Did we do a thing where we had a local change for WSL and then we like updated dot files? Um, perhaps. That was in 2024. And then our timestamp is such that, well, I guess Git preserves timestamps, right? When you do a checkout, does Git preserve timestamps on checked out files? Okay, so Git didn't clobber my timestamp. Is it just an issue with the haunts screen RC, or is it true for other things? STTY size. That makes sense. Screen. STTY size. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. What is it that we're doing here that is throwing a wobbly? Hey, thanks for the follow. How pronounce name? Roku Daimeokaj? I, I'm sure I butchered that, but thanks so much for following and welcome. Yeah, right now we're doing kind of development environment debugging and tweaking. It is odd that we would have to do this. I don't think I changed anything. Roku Daime is correct. Oh, nice. Uh, yeah, I think like the overall goal is to build haunts, which is you can read more about it at that link I just posted. But long story short, it was a Kickstarter project from like 12 years ago that failed, but they released all the code for it, and they wanted to build a turn-based uh, strategy game set in a haunted house. They chose Go as like the language to use, but that was back when Go was like pre 1.0. So I'm trying to breathe new life into the project. Their last kind of effort was to just pitch the source code up on a GitHub and be like, sorry, we couldn't do it, but if anyone wants to fork and try, go for it. So that's what I did. I forked it and I'm trying to get it to go. But right now, I'm hitting an issue where I run my I don't know if you're familiar with GNU Screen, but uh, I start up my kind of screen session, which is like have a bunch of terminals and configure them the way I like them. And for whatever reason, right now, it's when I run it this way, the terminal reports that it's super wide, like it's this wide, when really it's only this wide. I need it to be not this. But it's only happening for some of my terminals, which is even stranger. Yeah. But anyways, welcome to the stream. Hey, Shawshank, welcome back. What are you up to today, Rokudaime? And what are you up to today, Shawshank? I imagine it's after work for you? But yeah, like, if I see, that's really weird. Oh, okay. And we do have run screen. Okay. For a while there, because of Windows Subsystem or Linux being weird, I had a local .screen directory that I would have the session stuff in, but we fixed this up. Um, that sounds cool, although I am new to Go. Yeah, no, that's okay. Everybody's new at some point. What do you think so far of it? Do you like it? Do you think it's like too different? Do you think it's too same? What's your experience been so far? Oh, I'm not audible. Ooh, that's bad. Can you hear the music? It would be quiet. Oh, you can hear me. We're back. Maybe I'm just mumbling. Sorry. Yeah, how's your experience with Golang so far? Do you find it do you find it a joy, a terror, a good learning exercise? I find the tooling's really good, but um, yeah. Like at the end of the day, the difference has to be in this RC file, right? We're only seeing this weird behavior when we run this RC file. Okay, so we're only actually seeing this as well when we. Is there a way to tell screen to like reset the terminal? I think it's like reset, isn't it? Yeah. That didn't fix it either. Well, sorry, I guess it is wide, but okay, that fixed it. Uh, yeah, find it simple for now. Actually, yeah, it's good at being simple for the simple things, which is good. So I may not be much help with your project at all. No, it's okay. Um, yeah, I don't stream so people can help me. I stream so I can help people. Is the game a terminal game? No, it's not. It's using OpenGL. Um, and so yeah, you can click buttons and things and crash the program. It's really not working right now. It is very much broken. But we have cake, so that's good. Yeah, work in progress. If you if you follow that link I sent earlier, um, one of the things that kind of attracted me to the project was like I came across this post, and it's like it even became more bizarre when even the original author claimed he couldn't bring the code base to compile, and I was like, really? Sounds like a challenge. But yeah, we got it compiling, so that's steps. Um, yeah, certainly. If there's something you see that you don't understand and you want to know more, feel free to ask questions. I like to answer questions. I like to help people with stuff they're working on. Um, yeah. So for whatever reason, if we tell Screen to reset, it now picks up the the right size, but not here. What? I'm so confused. Please tell me we don't have to debug Screen because I've looked at that code and I don't like it. Okay, that's technically correct. And now that's correct. All right. Um, terminal size not updating. Okay, so they're saying don't use screen, use detach. Um, It might be that the Windows terminal program changed, and so now we need to update our term cap info. Okay, what is the mechanism by which the Windows terminal app gets updated? Is it like with Windows Update, or is it just like a rolling update? Microsoft Store are automatic. Um, okay, this jumps out to me as they were in there changing stuff, and we might need to update our term cap thing. What's really cool nowadays too is that Windows Subsystem for Linux is open source as well. They had most of it open, and then they had like a few kind of held back things that integrated tightly to Microsoft system things, but or I should say Windows system things. But now they've got it all open. Um, yeah. Oh boy. Hey, Vasi, welcome back. Oh, Shawshank, you shared something with me on Discord. Let me go check that out. Uh, maybe I'll open that off stream. Can you let me know what it is, Shawshank? What are you up to, Vasi? We're looking at why my terminal is borked, which is very concerning. Oh, you got the CTAG stuff decent now. Nice. Did it include the magic of dash dash append? Took a hybrid of your initial idea in mind? Nice, nice. Hopefully you didn't have to go and like implement a whole parser from nothing. You got append working, but that's still very slow. Oh, bummer. I would imagine they would have to still sort the whole database again when you append. So, n log n. I really don't want to have to understand term cap because it's just a big blob of bleh. This is only true for if we start in Xterm. Hmm. Uh, So now what I do instead is do partial ctags updates manually. Currently, I force the tags to not sort for easier integration, but that makes jumping to definition actually slower, depending on the size of the tags file. Yeah, I will add support for sorting shortly. Yeah. When you say do partial ctags updates manually, are you talking about your idea to like grep out the things you want to drop? I wonder if this has changed, and now I mean, I guess we might as well just do it here. Nope. Oh, sorry, you went away for some time. No, I didn't check Shawshank. Can you let me know what that is before I click it? Um, I'm just putting on my security hat and being paranoid, but yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm getting all the buffers which need writing and generating attempt tags for just those. Gotcha. Yeah. Then I do the grep thing. Although I'm not using grep, I just manually look for matches and remove lines based on that. Okay. Then I append the temp tags content right to the end of the main tags file and write. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Oh, it's the UI of your app. Okay. Let me take a look. Vossi says he tested it on your 3D project and it took ctags 2 or 3 seconds to regenerate with dash dash append, and it took 48 milliseconds for your partial ctags manual way of doing things. Yeah, yeah. I think the dash dash append will, unless you tell it otherwise, have to sort, and so it literally has to scan all the whole file. Um, the only way I can see to work around that effectively is with like that multiple ctags file hack, right? You could have your ctags for your project, and then have like a global stdlib ctags or something. Um, okay. Um, Ads are starting in about a minute. I changed my advertisement settings. Let me know if it's annoying. Um, I think my objective was to kind of eliminate the pre-roll ads, but I think they're going to be pretty frequent. They were probably pretty frequent before, but yeah, let me know what you think about the ads. I'll try and tweak it to people's taste. Um, yeah, thank you for the append idea though, since it got me experimenting with C tags before going down the other parser rabbit hole. Yeah, that would have been a rabbit hole, and like in my experience, a deep one for trying to parse arbitrary C++. Well, most C++. I would say arbitrary C++, but that's not what you need. Um, okay. Might just do a quick scan because I'm paranoid. Cool. All right. Now, how am I going to open this? uh, Probably VLC. Okay. So, we're on ads right now, so I'm going to uh, watch this when we get back. When we get back. Okay, for now, maybe terminal things can work. Oh, do we have to learn term cap? I don't want to learn term cap. I don't want it. This looks... Yeah, welcome back from the ads. Bossy says, I will add 2 more things. Filters, so on buffer right, it skips over things like a file manager, for example, oil. Make it handle sorts, etc. Yeah. I'm sure that, like, this is not the first time someone's bumped up against C tags being slow when their project is huge. Depending on what you come up with, it might be interesting to see if you could upstream it and send a patch to exuberant or universal C tags, which seems to be the fork of C tags that's maintained. But yeah, let's take a look at Shawshank's screen recording. Shawshank, start yelling now if you want me to not share the screen recording on screen. But yeah. Very nice, very nice. Nice smooth scrolling. I don't know if it comes through in the stream. Not an issue? Oh, good, good. I don't know if it comes through in the screen, but it is a very nice smooth scroll experience, which is good for a little screencast demo. Sorry. You might want to clean that up, but yeah. I think like the general UI is pretty slick, pretty nice. I like the dark theme for sure. George Washington. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Oh, hello. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really nice. Good job. That's like a React Native project you're working on? Yeah, and have you made a Vim plugin before? Not one that I've distributed because I'm not sure how much more effort it is to structure it into a proper plugin, so it can be cloned via plugin manager. Joshua says right. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Do you want any specific feedback? Anything you wanted more specific opinions on? Like, what do I think of the buttons or like the layout or something? It all looks quite nice to me. I'm not a GUI guy, so take that with a grain of salt. But uh, yeah, looks nice. Um, okay, so I think we fixed the terminal issue by way of saying don't use my random string of term cap info that I had for some reason. Oh no, it's not. What? I thought I fixed it. No, it's not fixed. Not fixed. Why did I think I fixed it? Oops. By the way, about doing a potential PR for CTAGs, it seems I'm not the first to do it, and it's not something they want to handle. Oh, that's too bad. At least it appeared that way anyway to me. Yeah, that's unfortunate because uh, it seems like a really typical use case, and choosing to not have that work nicely out of the box is like maybe they have their reasons, but that's too bad. Okay, what the heck happened? 173 right now is correct. Okay, it's just that it's not um, getting updates. That's interesting. So I guess what I'm seeing here is that if you muck with things, like if you do a split, the whatever has to happen to tell the terminal that it's resized happens. And it's just a case of, well, it might just be a case of we need to give it a prod. Um, Bossy says, honestly though, I think the method of doing it directly in NVim is faster because I don't have to recursively compare timestamps to the tags file. Yeah, like CTags would probably be forced to do. Yeah. Instead, I can just get the modified buffers that NVim is keeping track of real time. Yeah, and unless you want to integrate with some other kind of watch the file system helper, you're definitely going to be able to do less work than CTags would have to do uh, without any context. Yeah. So hold on here. Hold on here. Let's try again. I feel like we haven't changed anything, but we're not getting the right updates. Bossy says, but yeah, I'll figure out some edge cases and do you want me to send what I got? Uh, it's NVim Lua though, but you can probably adapt to Vim script at some point and try it out. Not yet though, since I have to tweak some more things, but hopefully soon. TM. Yeah, I'd love to see a a GitHub link or something. Um, yeah, happy to do like a code review if you want. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to figure this out, and it's not. I'm trying to understand why this would happen, why we would start seeing this behavior now, and clearly somewhere something changed. So what is it that would have changed? Okay, that's our fix. This is just like refresh, but that's annoying. It's not what I care to work on, particularly on stream. On stream, did I say scream? So I'm just gonna leave myself a little comment. At least on WSL, we seem to not get the right terminal width when launching screen RC bet vsplits. Resizing the terminal window seems to update the things that need updating, but it's not clear why. All right, let's actually work on the project. Welcome to the chat, Gianni Pacoda. I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, but we're actually trying to work on a game. I got sidetracked because my terminal seemed to be misconfigured. But yeah, it's supposed to be a turn-based strategy game set in a haunted house. But it ain't working. So we're gonna try to make it work. And we're gonna try to make it work with a methodology of test-driven development. Are you familiar with test-driven development? Red, green, refactor, and whatnot. Let's update our to-do here. All right, so UI text entry.go. Not familiar. Okay, so yeah, so it's like, are you a sorry? What's your background? Are you a dev? Or are you just like a gamer? But yeah, TDD is like a way to kind of structure your development around writing tests and making sure tests are passing. It helps you to take smaller steps and have tests that make sure you don't break things. But right now things are broken, and we can tell they're broken because the tests are not passing. So we're on a green step to make the test pass. Right now I'm looking at, basically we ran a render test. We took a screenshot of what we had, and we compared it against an expected file. We expected this, but we got this, and it's subtly different. There's transparency here where this is actually blended. So I need to work on why that would be blended, why that is no longer blended. Newbie web dev. Oh yeah, cool. You can use TDD in web dev. You can use TDD in lots of things. It's not typically applied in game dev, and so that's kind of new and interesting ground we're covering here. But yeah, do you write any tests with what you work on? I would highly recommend it. Even if you're not doing TDD, tests are they help you sleep at night. If they're good. Bad tests, bad code is bad, and so don't write bad code. And bad tests are tests are code, so bad tests are bad for you. But good tests will speed you up and make you more confident before you go to deploy, before you go to change things. It can be really, really helpful. Are you in the Next.js stuff and all the React things, or when I hear web dev, I think of many, many things. Nothing wrong with an HTML file with a .css link. You know what I mean? Okay, so you just started with Next.js? Oh, cool. How do you find it so far? I find like when you're staying within their framework and their confines, you're done with React. Cool. Um, yeah, when you're staying within their confines and not trying to do things that are slightly different from what they expect you to do, that it's pretty smooth. Uh, but yeah, once you try to like do more, it it can be tough, and I very often find myself having to do more. Yeah. Okay. So when we draw, we don't draw this. We render it. Yeah. When we render this, we should have blending enabled. Let's enable blending. Where enable blending? Really, we need tests for this, but we don't have them. We'll have to add them later, but right now we're just in a green step. Part of TDD is well, let me show you. TDD is all about this cycle of taking a red step, a green step, and a blue step, or a refactor step. So red is you write a test that tests the functionality you want. Vasi, what's TDD? You've been here long enough, you know what TDD is, but yeah. So TDD is this like process, right? So you write a test that fails, but it's testing the behavior you want from the system, right? So it's like you've got, say, your web app, and you want there to be a forum page. You would write a test that says, when I navigate to, website/forum, I see a forum site. And that'll fail because you haven't done it yet. And the idea is to write your test before you write your like real code. And then once you have that and it's failing for the right reason, you move to the green step, which is you do whatever it takes to make it pass. Like you cut corners, you use bad variable names, you throw caution to the wind, you commit heresy. You get the freedom to write bad things because all you're doing is writing the minimal amount of code that it takes to make the test green. And then once it's green, you move to the refactor step, and this is where you kind of pay your debt to society. This is when you cleanse the heresy, right? Maybe we could call it heresy-based development, heresy-driven development. But refactor is when you clean up. This is when you say like, okay, we really need to be using this pattern here. We need to not hard code this value, and you incrementally, and this should really be like refactor. But you clean up after yourself, right? And so what you end up getting is smaller steps. You don't have to have a test and the feature code and the refactors in one step. You have the test in one step, you have the feature in one step, and you have many steps, hopefully smaller steps, of you like cleaning up. And you end up being able to take these small steps and having this refactor environment where if the tests are green, you didn't break anything, right? If the tests pass, you can be confident that all the functionality that you care about is still working. You don't always get that, and that is like the kind of panacea, the like gold standard you'd hope for, but certainly you get a lot closer to that workspace than I've had in other methodologies. Just doing ad hoc testing is a lot better than no testing. Don't get me wrong, but okay, the unit test passed. Should we push to production? With tester development, you say yes. Yes, we should. With every other development kind of process, it's, well, we should probably make QA check it out. But I don't have QA. I don't have people sitting there trying to work on this stuff and make sure it's passing. So I'll get machines to do it. We'll probably try TDD now. It's a really enticing promise. It's like it really offers or purports to offer a really powerful methodology. It does take like focused practice. You're not going to be able to do it out of the box. Nobody does well. There's these. If you want to try it, I would recommend doing some reading around like how do you get started and code katas and all this stuff. But like, certainly, I've tried to use TDD in past projects and it fell over. I wasn't able to make it stick. This project is a whole lot of code that is very broken that I have no idea what it does. And so, being able to test incrementally and carve out pieces of the code base that I do think work has been really helpful for me. Biggest advantage I got with TDD for the brief period I tried it is how fast I was able to refactor with confidence. Yeah, being able to refactor with confidence is like super nice. Super duper nice. But yeah, so let's try and green this thing. I think the minimum amount of code to write is enable blend. I don't have it in my register still, do I? No. gl.blend func separate. And I'm just going to go copy paste because I know it's around here somewhere. All right, so let's run the tests. And oh, I made a mistake. The rejection files will still be kicking around. So it'll still look like it failed. I need to make test fresh. We just greened that test. We don't have a rejection file for the online thing. Huzzah! Okay. Now we just need to make these ones fixed, or these ones pass. And the weird thing about these is if we look at the rejects, we expect this image, and we got this image. They're very similar, aren't they? Visually, I don't see any difference right now. Same here, same here, same here, same here, same here, same here. And what I think is happening is that, for context, like this, we've done a kind of a big change in a library that we depend on, and then we're updating our usage of the library in our application. And so I think the change over here changed how we do comparisons for here's what we expect, here's what we got. It used to be that we would take it like a screenshot and then blit it against a black background and then do the comparison. Now, I think we blended against a transparent background. That's not right. But the kind of the processing step that we do beforehand is a little bit different. And so they look the same here, but that's because we did a bit of post-processing or pre-processing. We did some processing. Um, Vossi says, do you think it's much of an issue that the writing to the tags file blocks the main thread? It's basically instant for the majority of cases, apart from extreme cases. You loaded the bad boy into UE source code. Writing to the tags file blocks the main thread. It makes me feel like that would be tough, right? If kind of the and for context, Vossi's working on updating his kind of environment to use C tags to index a lot of code in a usable way. But yeah, so if the use case for your feature plugin or whatever is that it should be good for large code bases, I think if it blocks the main thread, that might be contra to your use case, right? Might be a pain in the butt for your exact use case. I mean, if your use case is like a small project on top of a large library that you also want indexed, you should be okay. But if your use case is big honking thing on top of a big honking thing, blocking the main thread might be something to fix before 1.0. we'll say. But at the end of the day, if it annoys you and it's slow, that's when you make it fast, right? And if you have users and it annoys them, they'll tell you. So don't worry, they will tell you. Okay. I need more coffee. I don't know how to run ads. Let's learn how to run ads. Because that way we can run it while I'm getting coffee instead of they run when they choose to when we're doing things. Twitch, choose, manually start. Is it like /ads or something in the chat? Yeah, now's the time to go for refreshing your warm beverage or using the washroom. But how? I'm gonna go to my other screen here. Oh, there's an ad break coming in a minute anyways. We'll have to race it. Can we figure it out in a minute? The clock is ticking. I'm not gonna figure it out in time, but I hope to figure it out. Run mid-roll ads from OBS. But yeah, for those who don't have ads, need coffee, we're back. Okay, so Vasi says it only does that for writing, blocking the main thread. Actually checking if the file handle can be opened is async, and same with generating the text file in the background. Oh, I think you mean, okay, so like doing the swap of here's the new tags file, clobber the old one is blocks the main thread. Yeah, like a file system move should be pretty quick. I wouldn't mind blocking the main thread on that if it's just one file. Did I get that right? I also got a snack. Okay, we were looking at the uh, the rejects, and we think it's because of our comparison updates that they're failing spuriously. We're actually rendering the right thing. We're just not comparing things properly. Yeah, that's right. That's why I said it's instant for majority of cases. Yeah, I would say it's going to be instant for the vast majority of cases. Like, unless your file system can't move a file quickly, it'll be quick. UE source code in this extreme case for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't know if you've studied how file systems work. I haven't done an in-depth thing, but certainly, like, if you think about it, the change that has to go to disk to move a file is really just updating metadata, right? Like it's not like it's moving blocks around when you move a file. It's just uh, associating a name in the tree of files with a different set of blocks. So it's actually really quick to move files, unless you're moving them across disks, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, and if my crunching is annoying or gross, let me know. Gotta close my door. All things considered, how long do you think it takes to update the tags file for UE? Um, I don't know. It would depend. It would depend on a lot of things, right? Like if you got it on like a spinning platter disk or like over the network, you got to read all the files. That would take a while. If it's on an SSD, you're going to be a lot quicker. The actual computational end to it, I would imagine it'd be I/O bound, not CPU bound. So it's really how big is Unreal Engine. I would imagine it's south of a gig of text. Um, so 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. More than 1 minute, less than 30 minutes. But that's just a wild estimation with no real backing. Did you time it? So when we go to do the run drawing test, we say should look like file with this threshold. Maybe we need to also pass in render test dot background color of black. For the initial generation, it's over 1 minute, but for swapping out the tags data with what I calculate, it takes 3.6 seconds. That's with a tags file that has 500k lines. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, 3.6 seconds, is that good? If you're just swapping out the tag data, like just swapping file names or files, it shouldn't take 3.6 seconds. Writing to the disk. Oh, okay. Yeah, the like atomic swap should be quick, but yeah, if you got 500k to write, 3.6 seconds, not ridiculous. Maybe we need transparent. Wait, color, yeah. Transparent is just the 0 value. Manageable considering it's probably take longer for an LSP. Yeah, even when things cache, it probably takes the same amount of time to jump there. Gotta stop saying prob so much. Probs. Yeah, manageable for sure. Okay. Let's run the tests. Okay, we're making progress, I think. These ones don't use the the draw UI helper. So let us do this. I would rather actually name the value instead of just building it at the call site, just to kind of document to people like why I'm making it. I'm making it because it's transparent. Okay. We'll probably put transparent in a larger scope so we can reuse it. Maybe transparent should be the default background color, but that's a different change. Right now we're just greening. I'm playing it fast and loose, just running the tests instead of test fresh. Tutorial entry. Oh. Bussy says, alright, cool. Guess I'll add support for sorting. Still be here. Cool. Any edge cases you can think of that might break things? I'm keeping track of the modified buffers in a list, but if something panics or aborts, then in theory the list could potentially contain duplicates, since it won't be cleared. Yeah. Though this is basically just prototype code at the moment. I very quickly put it together. Yeah. Edge cases. Someone, for some reason, tries to run ctags on the tags file itself. You can imagine, like, oh, I need to update the tags file. Oh, the tags file changed. I need to update the tags file. Oh, the tags file changed. I need to update the tags file. Um, Edge cases could include same named files in different directories, and then it confuses your grep for things to remove. So you accidentally remove tags from files that you didn't want to remove them from. Um, that's all that come to mind right now, but um, you do the generation of the tags file if it doesn't exist. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, like, if somebody goes and, edits tags, right, and they start adding random data to the tags file, then :w. I guess it's a case that would be an edge case. I don't know if your stuff would handle it automatically or not, but um, certainly if you're only generating on the buffer right, uh, that it changes out from underneath Vim shouldn't generate another buffer right. So yeah. The rep that you just mentioned, that's why you output absolute paths, good. Yeah, if they mess with the tags file, then it will break, but I don't think I need to account for that. Probably not. That's just someone who's causing an issue on purpose, it feels like. Hi, that's me. Who needs tags of their tags file so that they can jump to the yo dog, I heard you like tags. So I tagged your tags so you can tag your tag while you tag your tag. We don't want to do this. Okay. Mm-hmm. What is doing differentness? we're gonna need to dig into this here. Okay, so for whatever reason, we say, okay, room, render. And there's a mismatch. We have, in glop, I believe, little ping comp helper. I want to run this on house test data. That's fair. Let's run it. They're not different. There's one case though, if the user modifies files without the CTAG solution, then in order for things to remain up to date, they'd have to regenerate the tags file, since the system won't be reindexing every time. Yeah. Oh, maybe deleting an entire file could make the tags file out of date too. Test that. Yeah, if Vim doesn't know about the deletion of the file, because nobody like opened it, emptied it, :w'd it, then you probably wouldn't get updated. Yeah. Okay. I added a debugging helper for just such an occasion. Debug dump file. So it'll still fail, and that's fine. We're here for the data, not for a green test. So we see some transparency here. So we need to we still see transparency here. There's like, if you look closely, there's like a checkerboard in the background, and you can see through the floor to it, which is kind of not what we want. Like, it's okay that the expectation file has it, as long as we blit this against a black background before we do the comparison. But they're saying that the I'm not sure. I'm not sure why this is failing. Just are within threshold. Also, Bussy says, also to keep things simple, it only writes when there are no more available writes to do, or you wrote the final buffer which needed writing. That makes sense? Since why generate if you have unsaved changes remaining? Mm, you might have like a random note-taking buffer, right? And then that hasn't been written yet. A lot of times I'll have my to-do text open and like be in the middle of an edit and then go walk around the code. So I'd want to be able to jump if I made a change here without saving here. I still want my completion to work, if that makes sense. You might be able to save work sometimes, but I think in general you might hit some edge cases that would annoy people. Does that make sense? I'd probably recommend on every write. Okay, so yeah. In order to mitigate that though, then multiple ctags processes would have to be spun up. Yeah, you'd have to like do a scatter collect kind of thing. A timeout could be checked against to circumvent that, but then you have the delay of the timeout. Yeah. Yeah, if you have arbitrary timeouts to like check to see if it worked, it's usually a bad sign. But I guess your timeout would be like to consider for batching. Yeah. Okay. So we're sorry, the ads are going to start again in half a minute, 30 seconds. We do have a timeout, but it's for the file, right? If that takes like over 10 seconds, and it's probably an absolutely enormous file that isn't even worth processing. Yeah. Maybe I'm being naive, but that's how I feel. Yeah. Certainly, if it works for you, then it's got some value. Um, yeah. Sorry, the ads are running. Uh, um, oh, you don't get ads when you run them for some reason. Not complaining though. Yeah. Uh, uh, but yeah, I guess in terms of like when you block your threads and uh, how you organize your processes and stuff, I'd have to play with it to really have a informed opinion. Um, I'm just shooting from the hip, so to speak. Here's a question. Why would all the other render tests be fine with using a transparent comparison, but not this test? Why would um no, it's not that we're using multiple tests against the same expectation file and it's the wrong test that's failing, or a different test that's failing. It's that we legit think they're different. But they aren't. Yeah. So this will run. We will screenshot our GBA. It will have transparent values in it. Oh, thanks for the follow, Gianni Pacoda. Hey, NotSelector, what are we doing today? We are fixing tests, trying to make our test infrastructure realize that this file is the same as that file. They look the same. Yeah. It's kind of embarrassing that it doesn't work, but welcome to development, right? What are you up to today, NotSelector? Oh, you're about to go to sleep? Hope you had a good day. I think my music is kind of high energy. 10 p.m. there. Good day so far? Good. Glad to hear it. All right. We might have to bring out the debugger. I don't like it either, but sometimes you're not given a choice. All right. I want to make DLV test with package is house. Test run is test room. First of all, make sure we're reproducing. Yep, reproducing the error. From test go line 151. Okay. Maybe what I need to do is actually set a breakpoint here. Comp.go 169. Yeah. Only some context? Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I read that as an error, but it was happy. All right, continue. So now we're in whatever it took to get to, and it should look like file, right? Yep. So the background color should be transparent. The threshold should be 13. So that's saying like the kind of linear distance between any color channel can be up to 13, and we'll still consider it a match. Pretty loosey-goosey, but those are the same bounds, so we should be good. Now, this is a transparent background, so it should just be the same image as it was before, right? What's an NRGBA? Normalized RGBA? Okay. Color.NRGBA. Non-alpha pre-multiplied 32-bit color. And this is an RGBA. Hold on. These look very similar to me so far. Um, I want to dump the data here. How best to do that? Either I can come up with a DLV command to do it, or I can edit the code and dump it. I think what we'll do, we'll look at what our dump thing does. Debug. Yeah. We can. So when you pass in the option to dump the file for debugging, you give it a path, and we use that path as the target for dumping the file. If we want to dump multiple things, we need to tweak the path. If we did something like a discriminator string, right? I have a helper for splitting off the suffix and then rebuilding it. Test data reference. Plus it says, okay, yeah, so deleting a file breaks things. Rubber ducky method never prevails. What I want is this function, except not always .reg. Kinda. we're just doing this quick and dirty right now. Output path is right, and now when we call this, we have to say screenshot. This was after the screenshot, and this is like right before comparison. I want to be able to debug drop it here, but we don't really have that plumbed yet. So for now, we'll just put it there, and we'll put there. Well, that would have sucked to be like, why are they different? They're not different. All right, so now I need to run the tests using the glop that's on disk, not the glop that's pinned in our dependencies. And there'll be some extra files going around, that's fine. Okay, so we need to make sure to only run the tests we care about. Specs. All right. I wish there was a way to one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They don't look different to me. Wait, this is the wrong. Is this the wrong file? Host test data tutorial entry. Yeah, it is the wrong file. Okay. Look away. Look away. Find dot dash name dot hscomp ping. Bleh. What? We didn't get. Oh, sorry. Need to do dev test. There we go. They don't look too different to me. This has the transparency. This has the transparency. And yet our comparison says these aren't the same. What are we missing here? So the max delta was the difference between 192.253 and 191.253 at 4.0. That's within the threshold of 13. Oh, alpha 215 versus alpha 253. Oh. Sorry. No, this is just. No, these are both 215. These are both 253. So no. 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 So you're telling me we called compare with threshold on basically the same data. It was just a byte comparison at this point. They're both image RGBAs. We're going to break here. Break on house. Oops. Ugh. We're going to break on house roomtest.go line 151. And then once we get there, we're going to break on render test comp.go line 60. We've changed this? I guess, yeah, we'd have. Okay. So it's really line 55. Ads are coming in a minute. So at pixel 51, or sorry, at byte 513,000, they're different by 253. It's just like a blank. There's some pixel got turned black for some reason. I think I only need to handle. Bossy says, I think I only need to handle renaming for my use case. I don't mind stale tags lingering since it's really that much of an issue and not really much of an issue. Then regenerate. Sorry, if it is really that much of an issue, then regenerate or remove the entry from the tags file manually. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Okay, why was I almost want to get a list of all the pixels that are outside the threshold. Because we're what percentage of the way through? 5 out of 31, so 5 out of 30, so 1/6 of the way through. What is the width of this file? (1024). It's really I over 4 because there's 4 bytes per pixel. Yeah. So the pixel that's 348 to the right and 125 down is black for, and the other one's almost white. Is LHS the expected and RHS the actual? I think so. No, LHS is actual. So the frame buffer had some black in it, whereas the expected value had some white in it. Eh? What if we do this? We might green this test and break a bunch of other ones, but wouldn't be the first time, wouldn't be the last time. It's still, that's crazy. Oh, sorry. I ran the tests. I need to make dev test. How many times have I been bitten by that? Even if we, it's okay. This is fine. We'll get there. We will get there. Our line numbers are slightly off because we're editing. So comp.go 60. Why do we? Wait, what? Oh. Wait, what? Oh, we need DLV dev test. Ah. Okay. Uh, run or test dot run room test. Run it. What? Oh, it's not room test. It's test room. My bad. Break on thing that we've got in our history. Render test. Comp go line 60. Okay, it's at least the same pixel, it looks like. I'm gonna try to run some ads and take a quick break. If I can find out how. uh, how to do. You just gotta imagine the ads, yeah. You poor soul. Uh, I don't know how to Twitch. This is annoying because I gotta use the washroom and I want to be done with this. Tell you what, we'll just not do it this time and we'll figure it out next time. Or maybe when I get back. Um, but oh yeah, I also need coffee. Be right back. All right, I want to figure out how to run ads at the right time so that I don't need to bug folks. Why? Oh. Ah. Okay, I think I figured it out. I needed to add a panel to my like Twitch dashboard manager thing. And then I don't think I have a way to run it directly from OBS. Do they have an API? Well, I can always open that again if I need to. Okay. Now, what be the data? The same. Even though we're drawing the left-hand side and the right-hand side against the same background. The really frustrating thing is that like we did a make promote rejects, which said whatever the dot reject file, make that the expectation. And it's still not working. We don't dump the image that's blitted against the background, which I like. Um, can we like pretend like it didn't, like we're not going to return?